Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tom Worth Jr. I'm going to get back to some current events tonight over in Syria. I'm saying tonight, I think I'm going to actually publish this in the morning. I don't know, maybe I'll publish it tonight. But Russia may keep its bases in Syria, airfield and the naval base on the Mediterranean, their only deep water port on the Mediterranean. The interim, the rebel government, HTS as it's called, has been negotiating. I got this from the Economist just tonight, just like a short little while ago. They have some sources over there. This is kind of an annoying thing. Russia has spent the past decade plus just using that airfield to bomb hospitals and rebel positions and just pound the crap out of the Syrian people for the last decade with their jets. And it's just been merciless and relentless. And it's nauseating that this new government, if it does in fact end up being the government, is negotiating with them, but they seem to be very practical. That's why they have said they're not affiliated with Al-Qaeda anymore or with ISIS. They want to run an actual country, and they want to have relations with all countries. It seems like they're not trying to pick one side or the other. That may have something to do with the fact that within the 24 hours immediately following the fall of Damascus and the fleeing of Assad, who did escape he made his way to that Russian airfield, and that's how he got to Moscow from that Russian airfield. Within that first 24 hours of Damascus falling, you had Israel and the United States and Turkey all bombing different parts of Syria, different targets in Syria, just all at once. The U.S. was doing it to get rid of mostly ISIS positions, and the U.S. has a very small presence there, and they would stage these attacks anyway. The U.S. did, but they really pounded on it soon as Damascus fell. And Israel just went ahead and rolled some tanks into Syria and claimed some territory. They say it's just temporary, but they want a buffer zone in Syria. And they sank the Syrian Navy. They were just bombing all kinds of stuff. And then Turkey was up in the north. They were bombing Kurdish fighters in Syria. So all of these countries just pounced. And this is what Syria as a country faces, is they don't really have, they had Iran, which was, I guess Iran was an ally in the sense or they were an ally of Assad, not of Syria. And I think there's a big difference. They were propping up Assad because Iran could just send supplies across Iraq and then across Syria and then over to Lebanon, where those could be used by Hezbollah to attack Israel from Lebanon. So they didn't really have allies as a country per se. They had Russia and Iran and Hezbollah just propping up the Assad dictatorship because he let them operate in his country and the country he had control of. So once he fell, these countries had to kind of get the heck out. And Russia was fleeing. All of their troops were heading towards their airfield, and they were evacuating people. And the rebels have largely let the leadership of Syria flee. The ruling party, some of the ruling family, and another family that was financing a lot of the Assad dictatorship. So they're being very, they're being very pragmatic with their approach. This new Syrian governing faction is. And it's not just Russia either. They're actually probably going to let Russia keep their airfield and their naval base. They are also fielding offers from Ukraine to send grain, to send wheat. And Russia and Ukraine are at war, so Syria is trying to play these sides, not really off of each other, but trying to be, it looks like a center point that says we don't really have a side. We just want to survive. We want to make it as a country. People are continuing to flee Syria. I looked this up today. The refugees in the United States since the Arab Spring started back in 2011. From 2011 through 2023, there's like 300,000 total refugees in the United States from that period. Germany has 1 million refugees just from Syria. I think the U.S. has like 30,000 refugees from Syria. Germany has 1 million refugees from Syria. Turkey, which borders Syria to the north, has 3 million Syrian refugees. So here the United States is always talking about being overrun by foreigners, and you have Germany and you have Turkey taking millions of. They're just completely homeless. All they did is flee their country, their war-torn country, and they got into Germany and they got into Turkey, and they haven't kicked them out. Turkey would love to repatriate them. There was talk of Germany once all this went down, that Assad regime had fallen. There was some talk in Germany about, or rumors anyway, about giving their million Syrian refugees, offering them 1,000 euros and a plane ticket back to Syria just to leave Germany. And I guess they wouldn't let them back in that circumstance. So it's a tremendous problem. It's one that we can't even fathom over here when we gripe about what we gripe about here. But it's just, this is constantly evolving. This rebel leader is really playing all sides, and he's trying to just say, oh, and there was also talk about using the return of Assad to Syria in exchange for letting Russia keep one or both of their bases. And the Syrian ruling faction right now may not even demand the return of Assad. He may just be like, yeah, you can use your base. You'll have to give us humanitarian support. You'll have to stop bombing our hospitals and our people. But you can continue with your naval lease and your airfield in return for money and in return for having trading relations with Russia, because they're just trying to be a legitimate country. Now, I haven't heard any talks with Iran, because they are pariahs, and Russia is too. So this could just be a ploy to get the U.S. to sweeten whatever offer we're offering them, by making it known that they're talking to Russia and possibly going to let them keep their bases. I don't know, but I don't know. Just very interesting, and I find it the current event stuff is a little more fun sometimes than the 800-year-old history, which isn't going anywhere with the Paris talk. I can do those anytime. But just seeing that news out of Syria today, and then again tonight, was something I thought worthy of commenting on. And there will be more. So stay tuned, and we will talk to you all later.